I'm going to put my faith in FNATIC. Their performances just across the board have seemed a little bit more solid. I mean, we've got this nice lane on the side lanes, of course.
Put some emphasis on stacking for TA.
Ooh, Armel actually got the luxury of being able to go into a point in the Shadow Strike. I'll just keep it at 1. I mean, that's what a puck does, right? Like, you're able to get the better end of most of these kinds of trades. Oh, there we go. This was like I was wanting 3 kills in this lane, right? And this game you do, because you're going to be coming up against that Meteor Hammer. So just to, from very long range, to be able to disrupt that combo.
Might be in trouble down bottom. Yeah, they find the drag back into the Impale, really trying to utilize the slow tick and the burn.
Top
and
again.
Now they'll just turn their attention to the Ogre as top lane. Kimizu is going to end up getting dropped, and there's the kills starting to flock on over for FNATIC.
Sitting 6th on the net worth, relative, like he's almost 1,000 gold behind Raven at this stage of the game, so things go on swimmingly for FNATIC.
It does feel like...
Oh, Nando. You were complimenting him about avoiding a lot of the deaths there on the bottom side, but unfortunately the weight of numbers was just too much.
A little bit more difficult for FNATIC to at least have the awareness of this move occurring. Even Vincenzo's sitting towards top as well, so it's going to Kimizu to start. They need some TPs to try and protect Raven. There's the first come into play for the Nyx Assassin, but I mean, Raven's just standing his ground and looking to man-fire. Can they blow up the OT? They can. Now with the help of DJ, they'll turn it back around. It's done onto 2. Armel gets involved. Doesn't have enough mana for the Sonic Wave, but it looks like he doesn't even need it. As somehow Raven keeps his life and FNATIC find 3.
Normally you look to see this around the 6 or so minute mark, getting that Meteor Hammer.
They're scouting out Nando too. Very early level 6 from DJ. Vincenzo nearby. Unfortunately, a bit of a whiff there on the stun. Now with 4 Radiant Heroes showing up, might be enough to turn it back around. They look to try and target down James at the moment, but Armel's even going to blink in the middle. Drops a Sonic Wave, getting rid of Carlo. They're still lacking a little bit of the control for Bob. As it drawn to the TP out, Armel's, he got the damage, he doesn't. Puck just out to safety.
It is nice to have that little bit of an extra bit of armor to withstand a lot of the pressure that you're facing, but I kind of feel as well against a Darkseer and a Queen of Pain in particular, hell, even just the Jakiro, right? Having something like the Blink Dagger is going to be
trouble.
More
It's going to drop the coil. EXECRATION with their 3-man rotations and off to overwhelm, but now simultaneously, Nando, he needs some assistance. He needs it now, but Kimizu is a little bit too far away. Armel will secure the kill with the Sonic Wave, and they'll end up finding a 1-for-1 trade across the map.
You can't take neutral camps, and well, even though he was able to secure that that 1 ancient stack there on the TA, next one's going to be looking like Raven, unless they're able to catch him out here. Nice coverage there.
Pretty goddamn beefy. Kimizu's going to try and pogo stick on forward. They're going to even TP and Bob as well. Raven playing around with the armlet toggles. Bob, he's got the coil up in a couple of seconds. He's going to try and find the angle on the support initially, even jaunting further on the backline, but now they've been able to close the distance as Raven playing with these armlets. It's not enough as Bob secures the kill. Now they're going to look to try and bring down Armel as well. An extra silence of damage lacking at the moment. The stun's there, but still Armel turns it back around. The extra rotation coming through from Jabs in the nick of time to hide the damage to get rid of the puck.
But I like this. You know, you've stalled effectively 2 waves here on a position 5, and you're still in a position to be able to make plays throughout the rest of the map.
Giving some space though for Nando nonetheless. 3rd in net worth, closing the distance on the death. So once again, it's going to be Kimizu to start, but the Ice Path position from Genuel will cancel this, and now they'll just turn it back around as Carlo He's compromised his own position. You see FNATIC a little bit cautious on how heavily they want to commit until Raven shows up, and now he can follow the distance. It's charging on full thanks to the surge, and they'll blow up the OD once again. It's all FNATIC to start this game. They're looking to make it a triple as well, as Vincenzo's still sticking around. The straggler penalized for his position, and Raven to find it, and now with tier 1 tower mid to boot.
I feel like EXECRATION are going to feel okay about this. I mean, they have no one outside of the puck that is really good at defending towers anyway. Kind of obvious. I mean, this mid tower is just being beated on by Bob. That's a free tower. Real obvious. So Nando, he's running back as quickly as he can. No blink dagger yet on Raven.
But... Raven's going to start straight on top of Nando, but he's got Carlo behind him as well, and an even better Impale landing onto 2, which will slow down the snowball, which is still fast enough to get Nando out to safety. Bob's going to think about swinging on over from the west, but Nando Diving deeper and deeper behind the tier 2 tower. Another great Astral to give Nando time.
Yeah, nice team play.
They might turn to both though. Ice Pass from downtown. Raven is able to find the extra chain control as both. Second death of the game. Thanks to the Nyx assassin, the lane shoved out.
He's got his.
They got the wards as well around mid.
Yeah, Nyx has a blink, so.
Oh my, DJ's so farmed. This is Armel. He'll split the middle. Raven will do the dirty work if he can cut off Kamizu, but they've got a really strong ward on the high ground for EXECRATION. As Kamizu's going to try and jump in full. They've been able to secure Nando's life at the moment thanks to the snowball. But now that they're on top of the Templar Assassin, Nando needs assistance. He's going to hold the BKB for round 2. But now Raven popping his own BKB. He'll look to deal with the support simultaneously. They get rid of Vincenzo, and now the rest of the cores are on the agenda. Nando, a super defensive BKB. Be out to safety. Yeah, and the lack of team fighting prowess is a big issue with this draft. See FNATIC just holding full control of this game, and they can just freely push down objectives. Tier 2 under siege now mid. And DJ's just going to look to jump as soon as the Ogre shows. You're going to be so cautious in how you posture. I mean, Kamizu's already looked to protect him long enough with the Astral, and well, they've got extra control afterwards. EXECRATION, they're looking to show up though.
Nice coil.
Onto 3, but Raven, he's got the BKB, so he's going to be able to get out to safety. Not fast enough though, as Kamizu dropping the sanities enough to find the Chaos Knight kill. Now they can turn their attention to Januel as EXECRATION trade a 3-for-1, and there's that first real big team fight victory.
You know, you kind of want to be there to save, but you don't want to be there to save too late. So it puts a lot of pressure onto Kamizu for sure. As they go for this 5-man smoke, they want to get a kill, and they want to transition that into Roche.
Januel is going to be able to place the ward fast enough, just before they get involved.
The blink.
A coil onto 2. Where's the extra follow-up afterwards? Carlo's going to jump in the middle of it all, but they don't have the damage to blow up Raven. Nando committing 2. He's got the DD. Armel's in trouble. One more right click's not enough as we're out to safety. Massive amount of buybacks getting back involved through the fight, but Nando, he needs assistance and he needs it now, but he won't get it. Armel, godlike here from the Queen of Pain, and now they have control around Roshan.
But they're taking this kind of slow, and this is what I was talking about with that snap decision not
they're
to
actually
go.
going to run in instead. Armel on the high ground. Radiant, they've got the information. He's going to look to jump on forward. Carlo, Duke and driving through the tree line.
Nando's alive.
Further delaying this. Nando's back alive. They're pretty deep as well. Arnold's even got to commit on forward aggressively. He's got to be cautious. Where's Nando with the damage? It's not fast enough as Almo blows up the outward Devour. He does buy back instantly though, so they're looking to rejoin the fight.
Speaking of shards, I don't think you should be letting this happen for free if you're EXECRATION.
Sure.
They eventually go for the smoke, but DJ's perfectly positioned.
Yeah, look at how the Nyx is posturing right now. He's going to be the first to break in. He also gets a spike carapace to cancel Bob's initiation as Nando snatches the Aegis. Raven's in trouble. A BKB looking to play off the back of the life still, but Nando now without his own magic immunity. The rip above the first life to look to park next as well. As FNATIC still haven't lost anyone. Now Nando is stuck inside the pit, forced to just stand his ground and do as much damage as possible. But Nando is down. Kamizu's next as jabs. It's going to make sure there's no escape, but the haste, a little bit too slippery.
Headband's quite nice though, you know, give that over to the OD. You've suddenly got a whole lot of extra save potential in addition to the Blink Dagger that he's already finished up for himself. And it kind of feels like Kamizu's resigned himself to that role, right? Like he's got half the net worth of the rest of the cores.
Bottom? Bob? Classic DJ, just doing DJ stuff. 3, 4, and 4 at the moment here for Bob, but I mean, really, FNATIC now with this kill, they can look to get their last remaining outer tower, and I think they know Nando's mid too. They've already got the normal punch on jabs, and Nando's a goner.
Oh no, that's not the situation that you want there, and you can see Jabs is having a great time. Just throws out the laugh voice line, and well, they're looking to continue putting this pressure on.
Just dive deep underneath the towers, Carlo. He's got Snowball up. Oh no, still BKB, relatively healthy, and I mean, my god, this is just all FNATIC. No defense soon to be mounted. Full set of barracks claimed up top, and all soon to be back alive as Carlo, but a bit too late to the party.
he can just afford to play even more aggressively, at least until Puck finishes up the Aghanim Scepter. Still about one component away from that, because really, how else are you going to get
under a
locked down?
ward. Ando? Not again. And it's just a quick and easy pick-off. 3D, they're trying to get in the area, but it doesn't look like they'll be fast enough.
While he might have had the buyback previously, this time he definitely doesn't. And he'll look to push in on the bottom side. Raven a little bit disjointed from the team, but he's got that Phantasm available.
They'll look to try and blow up Armel. Coil onto 2, but he's still very survivable with Raven simultaneously jump in the backline. 2 heroes gone. Oh, looking at Jordan forward. Hey, what is Bobby doing right now? He's chilling. Even Raven's diving deep inside the base as well. Secures the kill. Now they're trying to lock on top of Bob. Such a thorn in their side is the Puck. He's making him work for it.
That's just Bob, right? Like, he's such an individually skilled player. That'll actually give him his... It'll give him his Ags as well if he wants to buy it.
Oh, it went into the ice path. Did you get that big kill on Armel?
2 lanes of Rack's advantage, and I think they're just going to look to play around this next Roche fight, right? It could be such a big benefit to be able to have something like the Aghanim Scepter or the CK.
Oh, Bob. He's going to run straight into them. Look at the face shift fast enough, but he's not quick with the fingers for the blink. As again, it's a Nyx Assassin being that X factor simultaneously. They're on top of Raven, but Raven Phantasm loses. Just assassinate the Templar Assassin. Execration have had enough as FNATIC take game 1, 38 minutes in.
Yeah, pretty devastating. I mean, that was an instant GG call after the fact, and it kind of felt like they were just biding their time, right, until the inevitable eventually happened. For predicting that Brewmaster pick, I can confirm they were not fed information, but all the points they mentioned were completely correct. I mean, you're coming up against this the Bulldoze, you're coming up against the Ion Shell, same sort of thing with the Surge. You just get rid of them entirely with that with the Wind Panda. So you're having a good time there.
Kimizu's gonna die though. So Raven and Genuel early first blood, and
it's going to be a little bit challenging. At least he's good at juking and jiving out of these torrents, but it's always going to be a little challenging. Top side, they're actually looking to get a little bit of pressure here onto Vincenzo and Nando. It might be the one to fall though.
They got Buster coming out, or a missile partner with Nando. DJ though might turn it back around with the abilities back up shortly. A couple more right clicks will do the dirty work.
Body blocks.
Even the body blocks as well from Jabs. He's got enough mana for the thunderclap, and Nando gonna have to rely on cutting through the trees. But once again, Jabs with exceptional positioning, and
I mean, it is a lot of burst damage, I suppose. So you might be able to, you know, obviously burst down these heroes before the Shadow Demon save gets off, before that you get that primal split through. It's going to be pretty dependent on the stuns that begin the team fight, I suppose. So I don't think you can put everything onto Bob. But
might be in trouble. 4 stacks of the poison. With the beam as well, they're able to burst him down. They will. Raven now is in trouble as Kimizu. So drop in a couple of seconds if he can close the distance on the Luna. Cutting through the tree line, playing perfectly well. Selvas well, but instantly taking care of Raven. Finally brought down, and Kimizu's going to look to turn for a secondary target. Going to have the Spirit Breaker up pretty shortly. He'll look to TP to the tower and then charge on forward afterwards. Kimizu's on stream, and my guy is laughing up a storm. I don't know if he's... Oh, he leaves Shell.
With the Darkseer, and get some of that more passive farm so that you don't have to be going up into a lot of this this magic damage harass coming out. That's one of the big benefits of the infused raindrops as well, especially with
Nando's in trouble. Look at the damage that they're dishing out already. Jabs level 5, 3 points in the Cinder Brew, and is able to get that last little swing. Now they're going to chase down Vincenzo as well. It's a little bit difficult without the primal split, but that's another lane that is going really well here for FNATIC. And Jabs, it looks like is this a media build that we're going to see eventually from the Brew?
It might even just be a passive Ring of Health, just to make sure that he's able to stay in the lane a little bit more.
Bottom lane, Januel. It's going to be brought down armor. We'll TP in on over though. As the boat's available and the control and the damage plentiful to be able to blow up Kimizu. A nice rotation here from the Conqueror. Now it does leave Bob solo. We'll see him try and shove at the lane simultaneously top. The action continues across the map as DJ brought down the burst. Too much for them to handle. They're still going to be cautious though. Jabs is going to have enough mana shortly. with the Soul Ring usage, and
it was a little bit keen by DJ that time around. Obviously, having a Weaver is a great way to be able to proc, excuse me, that Cinder Brew.
Yeah, Jab's going to go for it. Split pop, the Nando is going to have to try and play off the cute jukes, but doesn't even get in the trees. First use of the Primal Split. Jabs will now turn his attention to Vincenzo, even with DJ involved. He just wants some urn charges, and it looks like the Weaver will find them.
Yeah, just do the damage to take out this top tower. So this is pretty much a no-go zone for Execration right now.
Bottom to go zone for FNATIC is no. This Invis, he can just gap close on Nando. There's even some extra TP rotations just in case Armel is lacking the damage, which it looks like he's well and truly not. Nando ticks out to the poison. We're going to try and chase down Kimizu. DJ is just such a nuisance already. 9 minutes in. The Weaver's going to run up the high ground blindly into Vincenzo, and that's the price to pay, which we'll see now come into play. It'll take some time.
Got the Vendetta damage as well. He's going to wait until the very last second here on Vincenzo.
He's going to see Bob running on over. This should be pretty obvious, but is Raven close enough to any of his objectives to get out to safety with the use of the Mask of Madness? And now they're going to be cautious. His Jab's going to TP on over. Level 8, ultimate still in the arsenal. And Vincenzo going to be a fallen foe here.
What happened with Carlo? Did he just cancel his charge? I mean, he picked up a haste, so I'm thinking maybe he wanted a little bit of extra damage, but
he's going to try and charge on mid. Armel's not an easy kill at all, but it looks like if they can burst it before the boat, surprising amount of damage from Bob. They've still got heroes nearby. Kimizu, though, lacking the surge capability to get out to safety. My God, Jabs! This time the Brew was in the last phase, but look at how he's playing.
Yeah. I mean, that Ring of Health, right, means that you don't really have to care when you've already won the early stages of the lane. You can just continue to move forward, make the most of the use of that Soul Ring, and it's just going to be a really early Ags that Jabs is picking up here.
Don't they just dive Nando? They might not even need the split for it. Forced to drop the core down, incredibly defensive just to maybe thwart the attempt from FNATIC, but regardless, Nando stacking up the deaths. We've got our third support this game for Execration. Net worth not looking good at all. 5 deaths so far for this gyrocopter. Not what you want, and it's not like they've even done that because there's been a lot of space still coming out. Carlo, incredible charge on forward, finding the connection on multiple heroes. But the damage lacking at the moment. Bob not having the Sonic Wave in the arsenal is still going to jump on forward, but he's got to be cautious because Armel standing hand in hand. They've got the boat up shortly, but Bob's out to safety. Now they'll turn their attention to the Weaver as FNATIC sticking around for a little bit too long as they trade 3 for 1.
It's a bit of information as well, though. Like, it's not just who you can find, but also what you can find. And they can see that there's no stacks, so Luna's going to be farming aggressively on this side of the map.
Well, they see Raven charge on forward. Genuel standing hand in hand. Doesn't look like there's going to be much to be able to keep the Luna alive, but incredible banishment. At least dodges some of the damage from the Sonic Wave, but nonetheless, Execration will overwhelm the side of Reading, but they're still looking to take the fight. They've got Bo split up in a couple of seconds. Kimizu's the target if they can burst through the Dark Sea, which they'll do so successfully. A 2 for 1 trade to start. What more are we going to see out of this team fight? We're still posturing.
You do need to start contributing at some point in the near future, especially, before the Luna gets to this hyper carry style of stage. But, I mean, I guess you also have the Darkseer, right?
Oh, look at this movement from FNATIC straight to the gyrocopter, farming in the triangle, but a quick TP out is not fast enough. Once again, the answer's there. And stacking up the deaths this game, up to 6 so far, and
yeah, I mean, he's going into the refresher as well, though, right? So the question is really, are you playing for the super late game or are you playing for the now? And I feel like if you're able to have 4 primal splits at the
Execration are playing for the now. Carlo's going to look to try and charge Raven at the moment, but instantly answered thanks to the purge in with the backline. Armel going to try and target down Nando. They've got plenty of damage with the helper. Jabs by gyrocopter. Now they can turn towards Kimizu. The BKB timing working dividends here from FNATIC is now Carlo's next on the agenda. An X back from Armel into the grasping hands of FNATIC as they find a 3 for 1 trade. We've seen how FNATIC have just beeline to Nando whenever a team fight breaks out. And it's going to be no different now. Ages in the hands of Raven.
So the downside is they don't really have anyone else to start their team fights other than this Spirit Breaker with an Ion Shell on him. So maybe this Shadowblade timing on the
Vincenzo?
is what they need.
They're gonna look to start the fight, and you know, they blow up Genuel. Now turning their attention to Armel, but a little bit more difficult of a task here to go through. At least they forced a super early usage of the BKB, but now with the split, firm control around the triangle as Execration have to get out of dodge, but unfortunately Jabs, he can close the distance with ease as Nando cycloned up in the air. I mean, there's no one nearby to help him out, but it looks like he's okay because they'll turn their attention to Bob instead. X back control, lucky at the moment. Bob's just going to go for a TP out afterwards. They have a cancel all the damage. They have neither.
Able to get away, but yeah, again, it's one of these situations where you're relying very heavily on a position 4 with Shadowblade to start all of your engagements and try and bait out these BKBs. Raven, his BKB is like
Kamizu's being stalked. Genuel still holding on to the banishment, and Nando's sticking around as well. I mean, he doesn't have a TP, so he's stuck top. They have this awareness they can just continue to hunt as DJ. Oh, he's on the task.
Where is he?
Nando, don't leave. Don't do it. All right, well, he's okay. Simultaneously, Kamizu, actually, apologies, they lose Vincenzo across the map. Might be a bit obvious as the creeps got cleared. Actually, I think Nando was showing. See how they can start this. Bob's going to run straight to DJ, but they've got the vision, and DJ's just going to protect himself with the time lapse. Now Vincenzo has compromised his own position just to maybe try and de-ward the area, but this feels like a fight that Execration are unable to take. Everyone's out of the area.
Using the dust to be able to pick him off there. You always feel bad with a double damage Conquer coming at you, and yeah, just get one shot.
The Nyx has been such an issue. We saw really early on some of the plays they tried to make around it, but now having a gem and losing all your vision, it's going to make it that much more difficult to find a window.
It's just
how do you start this fight? Now. It's all on Kamizu. A wall used, but the vacuum lacking at the moment. Armel very deep on the front line, but the BKB protecting him for quite some duration. It's Radiant looking to overwhelm them on Dire's high ground. It's Raven standing his ground. Nando's got no hope to fight the Luna as Bob's the next target. They've only lost to Conquer. 4 down. Spookbreaker attempting to buy back to rejoin them. Even Nando is going to buy back as well. 25 minutes in, 8 deaths on your gyrocopter.
They're still going forward.
They might even make it a 9th as well. They might even call it. It's FNATIC. Steamroll inside the base. That's a dieback on your gyro.
Just continues to stand on the front lines. As soon as anyone starts to come outside of the base, he's just going to pop his ulti again and zone them out completely.
What a masterclass.
Oh no. Not his own spray right in the fountain.
Do it to him. One last defense? Maybe? I mean, that is quite the way to start, but with no damage to follow up afterwards. A hope and a prayer. FNATIC. Man, that's a statement of a series. You just wiped the floor versus Execration. Game 1, Game 2, really no struggles at all. The performance we saw through the lanes, the team fighting prowess as one last hope of a defense, but the throne's soon to fall. Raven, he's still got BKB, and he gets a kill before he dies. FNATIC. What a series.
Armel's just having a bit of a stretch. Easy clap, he says to himself. And yeah, Jabs, all smiles along with DJ. It's just, that's the sort of game that you want. It's the power of the blanket for Zhao as well.